Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Good people, our reverends who are here, our pastors, and all those who have come here to engage with us. Good evening. God is good. And all the time. Nisalimieni kwa hewa. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hi bros. Hi sis. Hi cousins. Cousins hi. Shemeji hi. Diaspora hoye. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And my wife and I are delighted to have this engagement with our people here in this state. And since we arrived almost 2.5 weeks ago, we have been received with a lot of love and compassion. We feel taken care of, and we are very happy by the love the people of Kenya have shown us, and we feel at home far away from home. In fact, were it not that there's a lot of work for me back home, I will not mind staying here for quite a while. I'm well relaxed, I'm well taken care of, I'm feeling pampered, I'm being treated like a small baby. That has not happened to me for a long time. So I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward to further engagements. As I came to the US to look for our people from Kenya, to engage them because all is not well at home. That opinion that what is happening at home needs your attention because we must work on it together. More than even I, you know what's going on back at home because you are in touch with the people at home. And the challenges that our people face back at home are your challenges because you take care of many families. When the cost of living becomes unbearable in Kenya, you feel it yourself here. The shopping you used to do for your mother 3 years ago for 20,000 shillings, today you do it with 50,000. True or false? So you guys know all is not well. You know what is happening. And I came to look for you for an engagement to see how do we fix our country, because at the end of it all, even as you work here, as you live here, east or west, home is best. Kenya is your home. And when Kenya is paining, you pain too. When Kenya is hurting, you hurt too. When Kenya is happy, you are also happy. So you are very serious stakeholders back home, and that is why I came to engage you. On 3 fronts. 1, how do we fix Kenya together? 2, what is the place of the diaspora brigade in our national development? And how do we make you more involved in steering your own country? Number 3, how do we engage continuously so that your views count? Nobody knows it all. And the administration that we intend to ask the people of Kenya to give us an opportunity is an administration that will have continuous engagement with the people of Kenya as our modus operandi. Our party, the DCP, Democracy for the Citizens Party, our slogan is Sikiza wa Kenya. Mimi ninajulikana kwa kusikiza ground nyumbani, na nimekuja hapa Amerikani kusikiza ground. Ground ya hapa inasemaje? Ati mnasemaje? Hapa Amerikani ni one term. Are you sure? Wacha nione kwa mkono watu ya one term. Wow. Thank you very much. Why one term? Why? Why one term? I was on the ticket that brought in William Ruto as president. I was his running mate, and we ran on a joint ticket. And we made many promises to the people of Kenya. And I trusted William Ruto. I went to the elections with him without a written agreement, without a political party, without any negotiation, because I'm a very trusting person. Because when you are honest, you think other people are honest like you. When you are somebody of integrity, you are forgiven for believing other people have the same integrity. We promised many things, and along the way, the people of Kenya, including the ones here in the States, are very disappointed. And along the way, I found that I, just like the rest of Kenyans, had been deceived. All of us were conned. I heard William Ruto the other day say that the people who are opposing him are like wash conmen. He should go to the mirror and look at himself. All of us were conned, and most of us feel terrible about it. But we give ourselves encouragement that if bishops were conned, reverends, pastors, evangelists, prophets, people who live in America with the whites, yourselves, you are all conned. Who is regarding Gachagua a villager from Manyora? And you know why most of us fell into this trap is because we are Christians and we believe in God. And if anybody comes with a Bible and confess that he is saved, we dare to believe that person. So this guy came with a Bible. He was quoting the Bible without reading, from the book of Genesis to Revelation. He would sing all Christian songs in all local languages. And we were all persuaded that for the first time, we have a candidate of the church, a good man, straightforward, honest. We all believed him, and we gave him our vote. And most of us went out of our way to campaign for him very aggressively, and he became president. 1 year into the leadership, I realized I had been conned, and Kenyans had been conned. And I started asking questions. And it became difficult for me to stay with him because I am truthful and he is a liar. And truth and lies do not coexist. It's like water and oil. And it became very difficult for us to stay together. Mostly because of lying to the people of Kenya on all the promises we had given the people of Kenya. He told us the bottom-up economic transformation model is for putting money into people's pocket. Within 6 months, instead of putting money in the pockets of the Kenyan people, he came and removed the little they had in the pocket through excessive and unreasonable taxation. And I told him this is not right, it's not fair, it's not what we promised the people. And he said, those were just promises. That was just campaigning, my friend. I said, but we told the people, we promised them. Along the way, it became very difficult because we did the exact opposite of what we had promised the people. We had told the people of Kenya we shall never carry out evictions and demolitions without giving people adequate notice and giving them alternative accommodation. And that started in earnest. When I raised it, I was told off. Corruption, stealing of public funds. The e-citizen platform is a conduit for theft of public funds. The Auditor General has issued a report to say those funds cannot be traced. More than 45 billion Kenya shillings that have been collected through the e-citizen. That money cannot be found anywhere. The affordable housing program is a con. Governments all over the world don't put up houses for people. Governments provide services, roads, water, electricity, drainage, sewage. And then the private sector will do the houses. Mwai Kibaki, the celebrated third president of the Republic of Kenya, never did any housing program as a government program. But he did put up the Thika superhighway. He opened up all the bypasses, and the houses came up on their own without his intervention, without any government intervention. That's the way you do housing. You don't have to do houses. You just put up the infrastructure, and the Kenyan people will do the houses. So things became very difficult. The opposition was captured. Raila was bought and pocketed, and he started singing. He became a member of the praise and worship team. But he became the soloist. Parliament was captured. All institutions of oversight were captured. And there was nobody to talk for the people of Kenya. As it happens, nature abhors vacuum. Amen. So, since there was nobody to talk for the people of Kenya, some little boys and girls not known by anybody before, called the Gen Zs, came up to fill up that space and started demanding transparency and accountability for the people of Kenya. They started challenging taxation. And that is where now I differed completely with William Ruto. He went for these children with a brutal efficiency. Young children were abducted and held incommunicado and tortured into silence. Then the killing began. And that's when I told him it is not acceptable and I cannot be party to it. Because one, I'm a parent, I have young boys of the same age. Two, I'm a Christian. Number three, I'm a human being. And I said no. So 2024, June 24th, a decision was made to kill our children. And I disagreed with it as deputy president. And I was left out of the decision-making process. On 25th of June 2024, young children were butchered in the streets of Nairobi. I flew to Mombasa, I called a press conference as deputy president, and I told William Ruto off. And I told him it's unacceptable to kill children. And I'm not part of it. And I condemned it as deputy president. And of course, he began the process of removing me from office because of calling him out publicly. I had a choice to play along, let him kill children, be part of it, allow him to steal everything from Kenya, and stay in office and be a happy guy, fly all over the world, have security, have money and all that. But I chose to sacrifice my job for the sake of our children, for the sake of our country. And that's when he mobilized Parliament, spent over 5 billion shillings to bribe members of Parliament and the Senate to get me out of office. Along the way, he offered me 2 billion shillings to resign peacefully. I refused. I said I'll stand for the truth and for the people of Kenya, And since I left office, that is what I have done. And I have, with other leaders, kept the government in check and stopped most of the excesses. Had I mellowed and chickened out the way I was being advised by people to lie low and come and hide here in America, the wanton killing of our children, the raping of the Kenyan economy would have been to unprecedented levels. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but in my own small way, alongside other Kenyans, I have made some contribution to check William Ruto and government and slow them down. And that is why my little daughter, Gen Z, William Ruto is an expert in creating narratives. He is very good. And many people fall for it. I have fallen for it before. He created a narrative against Uhuru Kenyatta that he's a drunkard, and he convinced us Uhuru Kenyatta is a drunkard and is useless. And we all disobeyed Uhuru Kenyatta, embarrassed him, shamed him, because William Ruto convinced us that Uhuru Kenyatta is a drunkard, is a useless man. And he deceived all of us. We hated our own president, our own son, and refused to listen to him. He is very good at creating narrative. That narrative that Rigathi Gachagua is tribal is a narrative created by William Ruto, because there is nothing else he can say about me. I have not been involved in corruption. Had I been involved in corruption, he would have been taken me to court by now. Had I done a single deal with the government, today I would be in prison. He has nothing against me, because anything I have said has come to pass, and people know I'm a man of integrity. So all he says is that Rigathi Gachagua is tribal. But nobody listens in Kenya. The reason being, Rigathi Gachagua is not tribal because when William Ruto stood as president, he was not Kikuyu, he was Kalenjin. There was a candidate called Mwaura Wahiga. If I was tribal, I would have supported Mwaura, not William Ruto. When things were working for him, he had such kind words about me when I was supporting him. This guy is a people's person. He cares for the ordinary people. He's a great mobilizer. He loves his country. You play the clip, what he said on May 15 when he unveiled me as running mate. It was the best poem I've ever had in my life. He had such lovely and kind words about me. But now that I disagreed with him to tell him you cannot kill children, you cannot steal the country's wealth, then he says Rigathi Gachagua is a tribalist. My daughter, please, don't fall into that narrative. When you are here, you talk about Kenyans, you don't talk about America. Every group of people have some identity. Never allow anybody to make you feel embarrassed about who you are and where you come from. That narrative by William Ruto is meant to intimidate the Kikuyu nation and to make us feel sorry about who we are and challenge our capacity to work hard. And that is why when I get an opportunity, I must remind the country that the Mount Kenya people have not been given any advantage by anybody. They are wealthy, they are enterprising because they work hard. They are industrious, and they must be allowed to be. If I keep quiet, the people will be intimidated to feel sorry about themselves and who they are. Nobody has given the people of Mount Kenya any advantage. If you want a loan, you must place security. If you want a business, you must pay licenses. The people are simply hardworking. By me saying they are hardworking, I never said anybody else is lazy. No. I don't believe in negative ethnicity, but I believe in affirming my people and who they are, and I defend them from intimidation. My daughter, if you follow what happened 2 weeks before I came to America, you realize why I have to defend the Mount Kenya people. Businesses for the Mount Kenya people were targeted for destruction. In other areas, they were not destroyed because they wanted to intimidate the people of that region into silence. If you look at the people who were arrested and taken to court, 92% are from that region and charged with terrorism. If you do remember, there was a meeting in Mount Elgon where William Ruto was seated, and the MP for Ebuya West, Honorable Wanyama, said that all communities will gang up to isolate the mountain people. And William Ruto was there laughing and clapping. Somebody must defend the mountain. If all of us get intimidated and allow the people to be intimidated and to be made to feel sorry as to who they are, what happens? And I say, I don't have to be president. I don't have to be anybody in Kenya. And if I'll be nobody, because I stand with people, let it be. I supported William Ruto, knowing he's not a Kikuyu. I and the people of Mount Kenya are nationalists. We are good people. Against the advice of Uhuru Kenyatta, our own son, who was president, he told us, this man is a thief, and if you elect him, you shall suffer. And we said, no, we promised him. We have an arrangement, we are honest people, we are men of integrity. Let us give him a chance, because we are not tribal. Had we been tribal, we would have listened to Uhuru Kenyatta, our own son. So let nobody tell us that the Mount Kenya people are tribal. Please give us a break. We are not. We are good people. And that is why you find today all other communities are happy to work with us. Because we are good people, we are honest people, and we are nationalistic. And we are part of Kenya. But that does not change our identity and the language that we speak together. Just the way we respect other communities and their right to speak their own language, we too must be respected and be allowed to speak our own language. All that noise you heard in Kenya when I arrived in Seattle was because of the Gemi Festival. People who don't like us were unhappy that the people are so many looking happy and singing their songs. That's all. They would like us to be divided so that they can rule us forever. And I am aware and I'm very conscious that our unity is our strength. And our relevance in the national political discourse is informed by being united and casting our vote in one ballot box. So I want to assure you, my daughter, we are good people and we are national. And I work with everybody. And I have traveled. I was in Ukambani. I was received like a king. I was in Mombasa, Kilifi, Malindi. I had a good engagement with the people. I was in Narok. I was in Kajiado. I work well with the Ma. I was in Bungoma. I was in Kakamega. I was in Vihiga. I was appreciated by those people. The people of Kisii are waiting for me because they know I'm a Kenyan leader. I am a nationalist. But much as I'm a Kenyan, I'm a nationalist. I come from somewhere. And I retain my right to talk for those people if I find somebody who wants to throw them under the bus. And that is something that we must do all the time. Why do we say one term? And that's why I need your help, because you are part of Kenya. I heard William Ruto saying that we are saying he should go. He should be one term, and he is wondering why he should go. William Ruto, aka Kasongo. Kenyans have a problem because you have raided the payslip and made the middle class impoverished and destroyed their capacity to transact. Effectively, they can't create jobs because any country is driven by the middle class only when they have purchasing power. This payslip you have raided, a group of people need to get you out so that we can restore the dignity of the payslip and the payslip holder. And once we do that, our economy will thrive. Education is the greatest equalizer. All of you who are here have been through school. And for you to get a job here, you must have some papers. There is nobody who understands and who appreciates the value of education more than the group seated in this room and your colleagues in the United States and the rest of the world. Most of you, when I look at your age, are great beneficiaries of free primary education by Mwai Kibaki. William Ruto has interfered with education and withdrawn funds for free primary and secondary education, which means that children from less fortunate members of the society will have no access to education. For us, when you look at our universities, most of you who went to Kenyan universities are beneficiaries of HELB, Higher Education Loans Board, that was working. William Ruto has destroyed it and brought some mongrel of some financing model that is not working, and most students are at home. For us to restore the education system and make sure that the future of our children is secured, William Ruto must go. You people who work here in the States, most of you are in the health sector. You do appreciate how important a health system is when it's working. We had a system called the NHIF that was working but limping. It needed some little beating here and there to make it work. And when we were campaigning, we promised that we shall reduce the monthly contribution from 500 to 300 so that everybody can afford. Instead, William Ruto scrapped it and brought an animal called SHA. That does not work. And all of you here know it's not working because you are under pressure from home to help the people back home with money for treatment, isn't it? And buying them drugs. You know it's not working. For us to fix the health system, we must get rid of this character. The economy is crumbling. Last week, fuel prices shot by 9 shillings per litre. That means there will be a ripple effect on transport, on consumer goods. Pending bills, people have not been paid for the last 3 years. Most people are being auctioned, those who supplied goods to government, those who did services to government. If you look at the Nation newspaper, 5-6 pages every day are full of auctions. Unfortunately, those adverts for auctions are repeated every week because there is nobody with the money to buy what is being auctioned. People are unable to pay, the banks want to auction their houses, their homes, but there is also nobody to buy because nobody has money. Nobody since independence has ever played around with the military. The military is a very respected institution in Kenya, and across the world, our Kenyan soldiers are celebrated for being professional. They take care of our borders, they take care of our country. It's an institution that we don't even like talking about in terms of politicizing it. For the first time since independence, our soldiers who have been well taken care of by the state are being told to go and buy their own food. There is no money to feed them. We have always fed our soldiers. There is no country in the world that should not feed its soldiers, because those are the men and women, patriots, who defend our borders. These are things that are unprecedented, that have not happened. That soldiers are being told, instead of staying in the barracks and having their meals, to go and look for food outside. When you look at foreign relations, we have a foreign policy, non-interference with the affairs of other nations. We have interfered with what is happening in Sudan because of conflict of interest. The president is openly supporting a rebel group because he is in business with the rebels of gold. And Kenya is assisting in sending arms to Sudan. Those arms are killing women and children. In the process, Sudan has suspended the importation of our tea as a protest. President is interfering in DRC because he is interested in the business of smuggling gold. Again, Kenya is in a very difficult situation internationally. You find that State House has become a crime scene. It's a center of corruption and bribery. Money meant for education has been diverted from the National Treasury through the National Intelligence Service. It's withdrawn in cash every Friday and given to the president in cash. This is the money he's using to bribe our bishops, our reverends, our pastors, our politicians, our MCAs, and it's the money that Soprano is using to go around the country bribing women and young people for political support. That's why there is no money for education. There is no money for medicine. There is no money for anything, because all the money is being stolen and being used for politics. The abuse of the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of association, freedom of the press, are dear ideals that are very well protected in the 2010 Constitution. All this has been thrown out of the window, and in Kenya now there is a lot of suppression. Telephones are being monitored, there is no privacy, and everybody feels intimidated. People are being arrested on Fridays and charged with terrorism when they have done nothing wrong other than